Hello everybody. Okay, I wanted to share something really small before we get started with today's video. I always record these through OBS, and I'm always slightly worried at the beginning that I'm gonna choose start streaming instead of start recording. I honestly don't even know what channel's hooked up to this right now, so I don't even know where it would go, but that's funny. Anyways, one of the last ASMR videos I did on this channel was my NES and SNES collection. I can't remember now what I put in those. I don't even know what I said was going to be next, but what we're going to do today is we're going to look at my Nintendo 64 collection, which this might be controversial, but I think this is my favorite game system ever. And some of my favorite games of all time's on this. And I had a situation when I was younger where a lot of my stuff got stolen. And so I don't have the full collection that I used to have. I feel like this is going to take a long time to get through all of these, but I feel like it's actually a pretty small collection. And I really wish I had more, but here we are. Okay, so I don't even know which one of these is. I think this is the ABC order, yeah. Okay, so first up that we have here is Diddy Kong Racing. Now, I did something where the way I store all my games is in a case that they go like this. So I bought stickers for the top. Nintendo 64 games don't come like this. But, so there is a Nintendo, or Diddy Kong Racing sticker. And this is a really interesting title. I do like this. It's somewhat similar to Mario Kart. The controls are a lot harder to get used to, I feel like, though. And they do have, as you can see here, they have planes, they have like hoverboat things, and they have the regular cars. I like the planes. Very nice. Yeah, I do like this game. I think the controls are a little rough these days, but I used to like it a lot more when I was younger. I still do like it now. This next one is, I feel like a lot of Nintendo 64 games these days are controversial because this whole gaming generation was the introduction to 3D. And so, to people who didn't grow up with it, the controls can be questionable. I love them though. So next up we have Donkey Kong 64. And we have the top title. These labels are absolutely beautifully done. If anyone really wants me to find the link where I got these from, I can probably dig. I bought them on Etsy though, so I don't even know if they're still available. But yeah, as you can see, like this really matches that. But like, it's not just a copy and paste. I don't think. No. It's really nice. I wonder if this is inspired by the box art. I'm at the age where I wasn't very old when this came out, but I was alive, and I think I had a Nintendo 64, or my family did. I didn't personally. But, so we had the boxes back then. I don't remember now though. It's been a while. But yeah, Donkey Kong 64 is really fun. It was the first 3D Donkey Kong game, I think. Yeah. And Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, Lanky Kong, Tiny Kong, Chunky Kong. I loved being a kid and being able to control those different characters. This is one that I know I've played this, but I can't remember it right now. This isn't the kind of game I play that much. I don't even know how I came across this. It was probably really cheap somewhere and someone bought it for me. but we have Excite by 64. And that is the label. Oh, I think these are inspired by the box art, because I think most Nintendo 64 games at some point had that green hue in the background to their cover. Well, actually, some of these stickers don't have that. I'll show you. That is good if you like that kind of game, but it wasn't a game I played a lot. I did play some racing games a lot on the Nintendo 64, but I'll get to those in a moment. The next game, I love this game. This game is really interesting because the Nintendo 64, you could add a little memory card that'd be this thick, this long, into the back of your controller, and it would be a memory card kind of thing. And you could use that on this game, but you could also write down like a 12-digit number, letter, password, and that exact code would get you to the exact part of the game. The downside to that is when the internet started coming up, especially, people would share these codes online, and you could get to literally anywhere in the game. But it was a really cool thing. We have Gex 64. I think this is the second game in the series, but I think I played the first one with my grandma, not the one who raised me, but my other grandma. But I don't really remember. On the top here we have Gex 64. As we see, this one is not green background. Gex 64, Enter the Gecko. And so, yeah, really nice. I do really like this game. This is the kind of game, it's honestly kind of like Mario 64. This one has TV screens you go up to. You go into them, and in each level there's I think 3 to 6 to 7 things that you can do to earn remotes, I think. And you have to get, remotes to progress throughout the game. It's a really fun game. The camera angle's bad. The same with this one, the camera angle's pretty bad. This is a newer game to me. I haven't played it that much, but I like the other one, so I know I like this. The time I did play it, this one seemed a lot harder than that one, and it also seemed very similar in levels, or at least the first few levels in this is in that game, but just different, but the skins are the same. Not to persuade anyone not playing this, but Gex 3 Deep Cover Gecko. Yeah, I really like this game as well. It's pretty similar concept. The overworld's a little bit different. I guess I didn't get too far in this one. I can't comment too much about the overworld, but the overworld in the other ones actually has some pretty interesting secrets and stuff that's hiding. This is one that was really popular in the Nintendo 64, but I never played that much. I wonder, have I ever recorded this video before? Maybe I recorded it and didn't upload it. Interesting. Because I was I got to this and I'm wait, I feel like I've talked about this game before. Okay, so next up we have Glover. Just Glover. I mean, honestly, I think you're the glove and you can ride the ball around and do stuff. But I don't really know too much about this. I've played it a little bit, but not a ton, so I can't comment super deep into that. Who's this next one? This next one was really groundbreaking for the time and really interesting. Pokemon Channel, I think it's called, on the GameCube is a little bit better. This is a similar concept, but this one's a little different. Hey You Pikachu. Somewhere I have the microphone for this too. I was going to bring it and show you guys with the game, but I couldn't find it in all my wires, and I'm like, it's just an accessory. It doesn't matter too much. But I do have the microphone. I do have the thing that the microphone plugs into, because you plug something into a controller socket, I think controller number 4 socket, and then you plug the like headphone jack for the microphone into it, and then you use the microphone. And that's how that works. And then I do have like the vibration pack and memory stick and Rumble pack's what they called it. In most, if not all of these things, you would hook into the back of the controller. And I have the Game Boy thing that would hook into the back of the controller too. The annoying thing about the Game Boy things, though, for the Nintendo 64 is that it only worked on Pokemon Stadium, and it only worked on Pokemon games. In my opinion, that is possibly the biggest misstep for the Nintendo 64. There should have been something to play Game Boy games, like the Super Nintendo had and like the GameCube had. But yeah, Hey You Pikachu was really buggy actually though. I mean, it probably, I know that was a thing with later consoles Nintendo did with like Mario Party games. So you can imagine how bad the Nintendo 64 was, but yeah, it wasn't very accurate to what you were saying, and there was a lot of issues with that. This next one I do like. I'm just not very good at it, but I like it. So we have Jet Force Gemini. Actually, did I show you this? Okay. And then Jet Force Gemini. And then so this is made by Rare, same people who made Donkey Kong 64, Banjo-Kazooie, stuff like that. It is a really fun game. It's kind of like a shooter game, but the whole premise is like aliens. I don't think it's not on Earth, it's on other planets. It's like you're on a spaceship and your spaceship gets invaded, and there's 3 characters, a man, a woman, and a dog. And you can play between all 3. I love playing the dog the most. You can also do multiplayer, but it's only like a battle royale type thing. You can't play the actual game multiplayer, which is something Donkey Kong 64 also did, and something I find really annoying. But either way. We also have the classic Mario Kart 64. I feel like this game now, it's interesting because I feel like 10 years ago, the Super Nintendo, and I feel like the Super Nintendo still does the game, but the Nintendo 64 game now gets the same thing of like, oh, the controls are bad, oh, it's not a very good game. This is a great game. The controls are a lot smoother than the Super Nintendo, which I don't mind the Super Nintendo one either actually, but this one's a lot more fair, and just, I feel like the first really great game in the series. Again, the Super Nintendo game's fine, but yeah, it did have flaws. And this was one of those like really good multiplayer games too. Did I show the? I think I did. Okay. Next up, we have. I think this is next in ABC order. Okay, we have Mario Party. This one is a classic. The first one, out of the 3 on the Nintendo 64, I think the first one has the weakest lineup of games. There's a couple games in this one that it's like, what did you do that for? Yeah, it is a good game, but yeah. Okay, next up we have MRC. This one I have a weird story with. what does that say? Multi-Racing Championship. Apparently that's what MRC stands for. I've got to be honest, I've never noticed that till just now, I don't think. That's kind of crazy. There was this one guy my mom dated, and he had a son and a daughter, and both of them would play games with me. The daughter is younger than, actually they both were younger than me. The son was older than her though, and we would all three play this. I don't remember if it was 4-player or we took turns or what, but it was at least 2-player. Anyways, there's like this weird goofy ass like smiley face thing at the beginning. It looks like it was drawn by a kid, and it just has always like been something that made me like this game because of that for some reason. It's not like a great game of like I wouldn't sit and play this all day, but it is a pretty good game. It's not bad, and I would recommend it. Okay, next up we have this. This is one that I have no idea why I have. Why I have this, I have no idea. We have NASCAR 99. I'm gonna be so for real. I'm pretty sure like my cousin came over and maybe he left this, or maybe he just gave it to me. And yeah, I don't. There's not a world that I would have bought this, but actually, even though I wouldn't have bought this for a racing game, this is pretty good. It's not that bad. Some of the things like pick your driver, and it's like I don't know who any of these people are, so I don't really care. But yeah, it is actually a pretty good game though. This is one that I bought for my fiance because he loves Paper Mario. We have Paper Mario. He is born a couple years after me, so he had a Nintendo 64 as a kid. His brothers did, but I don't think he was ever really into it, so he never had this. He had the GameCube one, whatever it's called, Thousand Year Door, maybe? I don't remember. But he really wanted this, and so I got it for his birthday one year. And I think he beat it already. I can't remember. But I've never played this game personally, though. Mostly because I can't play it with him. He's the type that in an RPG like that, he'll spend all of his points or tokens or whatever to get strength. And he won't balance out things, and you'll be like a glass cannon, like you'll be the Starmie, like you'll hit really hard, but you get touched once by anything and you're dead. This one, honestly, I have 2 Pokemon stadiums. I don't know. This one must be in a better condition than the other one. I don't know why I have to. I think someone gave me this at one point too. Plus, I think I had gotten it when it came out. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that this is that because there's a sticker on the back saying it's $1. I don't know, I think that this is one of those, like, I think that, like, the original one I had's gone. I don't know why I have 2 though. But we have Pokemon Stadium. Now, this game is so great. Pokemon made this, and they made a part 2, also on the Nintendo 64. Both of them has amazing mini games. That was something that my family used to do during Thanksgiving. Not all of us, but a lot of us would sit in the living room even some years and play some of the mini games on this. And actually, some of my family used to battle on this too. I know my Uncle Bernie used to play my Pokemon games on my Game Boy, so I know he liked them. All of my cousins, I think, liked this, and Pokemon in general at the time. So we would battle some as well, and the battling mechanic's really fun. There's a stadium mechanic. There is like a Elite Four thing, and there is, like I said, the mini games. And Pokemon's never really made anything like this or the other ones since then. And that is such a big missed opportunity. Justice for Pokemon Stadium. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. We really need another game like that back though. Okay. So next up we have Pokemon Stadium 2. This one is a lot harder than the other one. Like I said earlier, you can play Game Boy games on these using the one expansion pack thing on the controller. But I will say, on this game in general, they wanted you to use it so much that they made the rental Pokemon not very good. So, I mean, it's fine for battling each other because their Pokemon's bad too. But when you try to play the main part of the game, it is possible with the rental Pokemon. But you just have to be a lot more strategic, which is a fun little challenge. This says Pokemon Stadium 2. It is shiny, and it is half gold, half gray. So, and the gold's kind of shiny too. So, a really cool disc, or a really cool cartridge. Actually, wow, we have 2 more really cool cartridges coming up. The first one is Rayman 2. I'm gonna be honest. Actually, no, that's a lie. I played this before when I was younger on a different console. I think the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, one of those. And then I played this a few years ago when I first bought this on stream on Twitch. That is the top one. Rayman 2, The Great Escape. That's that. Ubisoft made it. But yeah, it's a pretty good game. And Rayman 2, to me, it gets to a certain point that it's very difficult and frustrating. But it is good. This next game, okay, this is the first one that I don't know if I can be nice about. The controls for this one is like it's made for a 3D world, but this one forces you to use the D-pad on the Nintendo 64. And first of all, that's awkward to handle the controller that way. Not too bad, but it's just not good. I don't really like this game. I'm glad I have it. I would be interested in maybe going back and revisiting it. Maybe I would like it more now, but the last time I played this, it wasn't good. The Super Nintendo game, that Scooby-Doo though, whatever it's called, the Super Nintendo one's good. But yeah, I didn't like this one. Scooby-Doo Classic Creep Capers, right? Yeah, Classic Creep Capers. I think I showed the front already, right? Okay. We are like halfway through. Did I show the console? Since we're halfway through, let me go ahead and show my console real quick. That motorcycle was pretty far away when it started, so I think it should be fine. Hopefully. If it was a little loud, I apologize, but I don't think it was. I think you might have probably heard it though. Okay, we have the console here. It's a pretty decent size, but I mean, consoles generally are. So we have the power button. It slides up and down like that. And then we have the reset button here. That just made the console like reset without, I don't know. And then here we have this. I do have the expansion pack in it. If you take this out, you have to put the jumper pack in. I think that's what it's called. The console came with something in it though. I think it's called a jumper pack. So the jumper pack's not really needed other than to make it run without that, because the expansion pack came out several years after the Nintendo 64 came out. On the bottom of the console, I think that's the serial number. I don't know if that's bad for me to show you or not. I don't think so. I mean, this is pretty old, so. 1 one thing that's really interesting that a lot of people who probably even had these as a kid don't even realize. There's this right here. You can lift it up and pull it out. This was planned to have expansions. So you would take it off, this would be exposed, and then you would place the entire system on top of something. So in Japan, they released what they called the Nintendo 64 disk drive, which, get this, classic Nintendo, it took floppy disks, which apparently could be erased easily through magnetism, I don't know. But there is some prototypes that would work on an American console. So theoretically, you could use it in North America too. There's just no games officially developed for it in North America. I would be interested if there's any homebrew console expansions or any homebrew games on those console expansions that you could play. That would be really interesting. From what I understand, it was similar to the expansion pack. So the expansion pack basically doubled the amount of memory that would be held on a game cartridge. That's what the expansion pack does. So that's why the expansion pack's required for Donkey Kong 64. Because Donkey Kong 64, the whole game isn't even, well, it's not accessible on the cartridge without this. So the disk drive would just like basically expand the game and make it to where the games could hold even more memory. So from what I understand, that's what that was. That would have been really cool to get. Anyways, next up we have Turok. It's some kind of dinosaur shooting game. The visuals in this game was very advanced for the time. Turok, Dinosaur Hunter. But not my favorite game personally. I think I would probably like it more now. There is so many motorcycles out tonight. Thankfully, I'm at least hearing them before they get too close to my apartment. But we have Top Gear Rally next. Now, I thought I would like this more than I actually did. I don't think this is like a bad game. I just don't really love it myself. It's a racing game. The reason I got it though is because I love Top Gear Overdrive. This is one of those kind of things where you earn placements in races, you make money, and then you use that money to upgrade your car, and you can upgrade your car to the next car. And I really love that concept, and I love games that do that. So I thought I would like the Rally one more than I do, but Top Gear Overdrive. You can even drive like a taco, I think, a Nintendo 64 logo. Maybe a cheeseburger. I can't remember. Okay, next up we have, this is a great game, Super Smash Brothers. This is iconic. A petition officially, Nintendo, bring back Board the Platform. Board the Platform, bring it back, bring it back. Next up we have Super Mario 64. It's an iconic game, really good. I don't think that one really needs an intro. It came with the console, I think, right? I think everyone had it. We have Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. I think my dad bought me this. I don't know why. I think he just didn't know me super well at that age and thought I would like that. It's not a terrible game, but it's not like my favorite game out there in the world either. I think I played it with him mostly, honestly. I don't even know what this is. This might have been Brandon's. Or maybe it was really cheap or something. South Park Rally. I mean, based on that, I would assume it's a racing game. But honestly, I don't know. Okay, next up, this one's an interesting game. I actually really want to play this again, because I haven't played it or tried to play it since I was younger. And at that age, we have 007, The World Is Not Enough. I actually think I would like this more now. There's like some watch in this, I think, that you can like laser your way through stuff. And I like that kind of concept in games for some reason, so I think I would like that more now as an adult. But that's not my like go-to choice with video games. But I actually want to, maybe we could like go through some of these ASMR style. I don't know, the problem with ASMR video gaming is some of these games are loud and I don't know what volume to put them at, and I can't tell what volume you guys hear until I watch the video back, you know? So, anyways, this one is a really cool cartridge because it's one of those, yeah, that's so cool. It's a fully gold game. The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask. This is one that takes the expansion pack, I'm pretty sure, right? Maybe not. I don't know. For some reason I thought the expansion pack was required for this one, but maybe not. Okay, and this one is iconic. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. It's interesting. I feel like this and this kind of look like the box art for A Link to the Past on the Super Nintendo. I don't remember what the box art in the Nintendo 64 one looks like, but maybe they look almost the same. Let me look up A Link to the Past box art. Okay, yeah, I just looked up the box art, and the box art between Ocarina of Time and the previous game on the Super Nintendo, A Link to the Past, they do look almost exactly the same. So, I never noticed that before, I guess. Or maybe I did and I just forgot. I love Zelda games. Me and my grandma used to play them all the time. The one that raised me, and she didn't like video games. I will say though, she normally, almost in her entire life, she basically refused to ever play a Nintendo 64 game because of the controller. But toward the end of her life, I did get her to try Majora's Mask because at that age, for some reason, I just could not get past, like, before the 3 days would end. And me and her kept, like, trying to figure it out. And, yeah, that was the only Zelda game, Majora's Mask, that she ever played on the Nintendo 64 at all. Which is interesting, because this is an iconic game. I really wish she was still alive, because I'd probably find out a way to get her to play this. This next one is a really good game, but it is so short. I don't know what it retailed for at the time, but it was not worth that money. This only has 6 levels in the entire game. It's very short. You could probably beat the whole game in maybe an hour, maybe 2. It's really short. We have Yoshi's Story. It's a really fun concept, really cool art for this console. But yeah, not the best in terms of like length and stuff. And then the next up we have XG2. Again, I don't know how I got this one. Extreme G. XG2 it says. Extreme G being in the smallest print possible. Anyways, yeah, it is not the typical game I would go for. It's one that I like to play when I'm going against someone that I think will be bad at it. Like, let's say someone's beating me at a lot of games. The controls on this game is kind of weird. So I might try to play it so that I can beat them. It's okay. Now, this one is one that at one point I took my sticker sheet that had these stickers on it. I took it to the store. I took the last page, so I had whatever was towards the end of the alphabet. And I was specifically at one point going to collect every Nintendo 64 game again. And this was like 50 cents, $1 or something like that. So I bought Wipeout 64. Full transparency though, it was just for collection purposes, and I've never played this. I actually don't think it would be bad. It's a standard racing game on Nintendo 64. The Nintendo 64 had a lot of racing games. I think a part of it is because of Mario Kart, a little bit Diddy Kong Racing. NASCAR games I think were pretty big on Nintendo 64 also. This next game, I used to have part 2. Maybe I only have part 2 on the Dreamcast now. I used to have part 2 on this console too. We have Vigilante 8. I may be half human, but I'm all woman. Anyone who's played this game knows what I mean when I say that. It's like the little yellow convertible car thing that you like. This game was cool because each different car had a special. It was like a battle game. It was kind of like a battle royale. A little. I don't know if that's the right word to describe it. But definitely a battle game in cars. And each car had its own weapon. So like the bus, I'm pretty sure had some kind of black gas it would like let out. And it would kind of like hover in a spot, I think. And it would hurt people if they drove through it. No, it would disable their car. And this one was like a sonic thing that like, no. What did that one do? Just like a laser? Because this blue one's like the first car you unlock in the game. I don't know. This is a really fun game though. I do recommend that one very highly. I can't remember now though. Does Vigilante 8 2 have the same vehicles that this one has? I can't remember now. Anyways, like I said, I used to have a lot more games. The annoying thing to me too is I don't even remember what I used to have that I don't have now. It's kind of sad to me, but this is by far, out of retro games, this is the most I have now for any of the consoles because of that incident that I talked about. So, unfortunately, I do really like my collection though, and I hope to expand it one day. If there's a Nintendo 64 game that you don't see here, if you was to recommend me get any game, what game would you recommend? Because I need to add it to my list of, I need to get this next. I do know I need to get Kirby Crystal Shards, actually. I used to have that game as a kid, and it is so good. I think it might be on the Nintendo Switch Online, though. So I could play it still. But anyways, that is it for today. I think that I am not for sure what order these are going to be uploaded in. I know the next video that I'm going to record is an ASMR, soft-spoken, like hotel front desk check-in. Something hotel related. I think I'll do a front desk check-in. That should be the next one that it gets uploaded to then too, since I'm recording it next, but who knows, I'm crazy. Anyways, I will see you guys tomorrow, and I hope that you guys have a good day. I hope that I helped you find some peace today, for those of you who's here just to see my collection. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye. Before I actually end this video, I just wanted a small aside. When I say I'll see you guys later, I'm referring to like the collective. I'm not from the South, I'm from Indiana, but y'all or you guys or something like that is a very common way to address a large group of people here. So I'm not specifically meaning that like men are the only people watching this. I see you ladies out there. Anyways, I will see everyone later.